So I think it's time to just admit his career is done. His career is absolutely done. The career of Ben Simmons is over. We're probably not gonna see Ben Simmons in the NBA after this year. And not for the fact that like he couldn't still get a minimum and be solid. The reason is that he won't play for a minimum. He won't play for a minimum. He'll go off to China and play for more money. He'll go and play in like Saudi Arabia or something for more money. Like it's the only thing he cares about. He's never cared about basketball. Not one day in the man's life has he cared about basketball. But Ben Simmons, I'm telling you guys, his stats this year have been embarrassing. They've been absolutely embarrassing. And this was the 1 year where he comes in being like, I'm healthy. Oh, you guys are going to remember who I am. Man, we haven't seen Ben Simmons play. And it's not even a health thing. It's not even a health thing. It's a mental thing. And it's a I don't care about basketball thing. And you know what? Like, it doesn't matter how talented you are. If you don't work hard enough, somebody's going to overtake you. Other people are going to get better, and you are going to regress. So this season, he's averaging 5, 5, and 7. So you're like, okay, they're not the worst percentages in the world. Or no, they're not the worst stats in the world. And they're not if he's not making a max. But you can see, he put up 0 points in his last game. 4 the game before. 6, 8, 4. I don't think he scored in double digits this year. Like this season, he's played 10 games, started 8. He's playing 25 minutes per game. And what's his points per game average? His points per game average is 5.3. Since leaving the Sixers, he's not averaged more than 6.9 points per game and not played more than 42 games. Played 50. He's going to play more games than this year. And you see, he did not play holdout. Like, he's refused to play for a while, and then suddenly, as soon as he's back, there's a back injury. Every time he came back, he was nearly back playing, there was a miraculous back injury. Like, I don't even know. I'm not going to question the injury, but, like, still, he just didn't care enough. He didn't care enough at all to improve. And the biggest reason why I think he didn't care enough to improve is he didn't care enough to improve up here. I don't think it was about the basketball. It was all up here. And I'm going to tell you guys a story about Ben Simmons. So, in his rookie year, he played in London. Like, he played in London, and they played against, it was the Sixers versus the Celtics. And there was a practice. There was a practice beforehand, and obviously the media are in, so it's like an open practice. And again, for those who do not believe me, here is me interviewing Jared Bayless at said practice, like when he was a member of the Sixers. So basically, it was an open practice. The media was there, and the Celtics were in first, and the Sixers were in. So everyone is just shooting threes. Doesn't really matter. Like, the team are doing shooting drills. It's just a shoot around. And Ben Simmons, I kid you not, was scared to shoot a 3 in practice in front of the media. Like, everyone's shucking threes. Trevor Booker's there shooting threes. Guys that would never shoot are there shooting threes. But Ben Simmons walked around shooting hook shots from the halfway line. This is the day of the game. So instead of, trying to work on his shot, getting some shots up in practice, he was scared in front of the media to practice shooting 3-point threes. And this is him as a rookie. When the conversation was like, why won't he shoot a 3? Why isn't he shooting threes? Would he not just shoot 1 3? He was scared to practice in front of the media. He was scared to shoot threes. Who knows if he could or not? He was genuinely frightened to shoot threes. And that's the reality of the situation. And that's the thing that people don't realize is that from the very start, Ben Simmons, there were confidence issues with Simmons. And then it did not help him that in 2021, when he was wanted to trade from the Sixers after he got blamed for losing, his agent came out and said, I'm paraphrasing, but I'm not that far off the quote, a young socialite like Ben Simmons needs to be somewhere like Los Angeles to further his career. And then there was the joke being like, send him to or somewhere like California. And it's like, the joke was send him to Sacramento. They were trying to get him sent to one of the LA teams or the Golden State Warriors. And the words young socialite were used. And that was, for me, the end of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons did not care. Did not care at all. Like, yeah, he's here. NBC Sports. Ben Simmons reportedly wants to avoid playing for the Trailblazer Raptors due to being the young socialite that he is. And this was like, obviously with the Sixers, the relationship is beyond repair. The reality of the situation is that he got that max deal. He never had to worry about money a day in his life again. And he just began caring about other things. And it doesn't matter if he's healthy. It doesn't matter what he is. If you are not constantly improving as an NBA player, you're going to be left behind. Players get better, and if you disimprove, especially in the sharpness section, like that's where Ben Simmons is lacking most. He is lacking so much in his sharpness. And for a player who was so reliant on how fast he processed the game, he doesn't look sharp out there anymore. His sharpness is gone, his aggression is gone, and he's never had the confidence to do anything other than what he's good at. And it's a cautionary tale. It's a cautionary tale to work on your weaknesses and don't be afraid to fuck up. Like, for me anyway, that's one of the things that I learned from that is like he was scared to shoot threes. Like, he was never going to improve. Like, if you look at his field goal percentage, and this is the funniest thing about this, is that his scoring's gone down because of lack of aggression. Field goal percentage, 55, 58, 56, 57, 58, 56, 54. It's been the same every year. He's just lost his aggression. He's lost his aggression. He's lost his confidence. And the only way you're going to get your confidence back is by playing more. And he doesn't seem to care enough. He doesn't seem to care enough. An off-season workout is not going to improve Ben Simmons. What's going to improve Ben Simmons is a stretch of 5 or 6 games where he averages 15, 9, and 9. That's never going to happen because he's not aggressive. He doesn't want it enough. He does not care. It's not a lot. Again, he doesn't believe in himself, but he also doesn't care. Like, you can see with everything, he does not work hard enough to have shown at all that he cares about being good at the sport of basketball anymore. He's got his money. He's happy out. In the offseason, he might work on his jump shots and never shoot them in a game because he's scared of missing. He's definitely, like, he's just done. And the funny thing is that no one will ever believe any off-season workouts again because of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has set off-season workouts back. Nobody cares anymore. Every time you see someone having a good off-season workout, the response is, man, we've seen Ben Simmons. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't see him being back in the league after this year. I just don't. Because the reality is that because of his lack of shooting, he's a guy that would be getting a very small contract. Not quite minimum, but near enough the minimum. And Ben Simmons flat out will not play for that, I don't think. He doesn't care enough about basketball to try to fight his way to another contract. He doesn't care enough about basketball to bet on himself. He might do it once and take a 1-year minimum, then he'll be out of the league. There's no way Ben Simmons is playing basketball in the NBA in 2027. Like what? He's my age. I'm 28. I think he's a few months older than me. So I don't think that, like I'm 30 in 2 years. I don't think he's in the NBA by 30.